All right, guys, we are back. It's EQ, and up next we have New Orleans mayor exposed as Los Angeles native after choosing Kendrick over Lil Wayne for Super Bowl. So yeah, I feel like there's probably some apologies due for Jigga, because everyone definitely threw the blame on him. Even though I explained in my last reaction how like a lot of times these like figureheads are pretty much that, just figureheads, and they really don't have too much say. Obviously, they have an opinion, but it's the city that chooses, and it's been confirmed by plenty of people. But enough to lead dallying. Let's jump right into the video. Again, it's entitled "New Orleans Mayor Exposed as Los Angeles Native After Choosing Kendrick over Lil Wayne for Super Bowl." This is like perfect, fam.
Guys, look what just came across my desk. Looks like we might have just cracked the case and found the culprit responsible.
Nah, Chiggs is going way too hard on Jay, man. I don't think he realizes that these big enterprises just uses these people, their figureheads, as just literally cachet for whatever like event or whatever product they're trying to sell.
For choosing Kendrick Lamar to perform at the Super Bowl in New Orleans. Now, with everybody coming out angry at Jay-Z, people are saying this is all his fault. A lot of celebrities
So
has
was
been
you.
speaking out, has been kind of hinting to you guys, yo, the final decision is really not up to Jay-Z, you guys. Now, a lot of
It's not, and obviously a lot of people did jump out the window because they already had some beef with Jay. Obviously, Nicki has prior beef or unresolved beef with Jay over the fact that Meg Thee Stallion is one of the Rock Nation's artists, and she's definitely blamed a lot of like the going-ons and a lot of the mishaps in her tour and stuff like that, and basically accusing Rock Nation of like some foul play behind the scenes.
this comes down to people not knowing how the selection process works. So let's go down this rabbit hole together. And let me just put it out there. You guys already know me. If you guys have been watching this channel for a long time, I am no conspiracy theorist, but certain things about this story lined up a little too perfectly. Or maybe it could just be a big coincidence.
Nah, because he was shooting at Jay heavy.
Now let's walk through this together. Yes, we all know Jay-Z is a part of the NFL committee that actually hand selects the entertainers. But how does it truly work? So the process actually starts with a panel that includes the NFL's director of entertainment,
of course,
members of the
committee.
NFL's production company, and the halftime show's director and producer. Once all these guys meet together, a short list is then handed over to the Super Bowl's hosting city for a final decision. So now that we know it's not Jay-Z, it's not the NFL that actually picks the one person that gets to perform at the halftime show, let's go to New Orleans. Now, earlier this year, the mayor for New Orleans, Mayor LaToya Cantrell, she and other Louisiana leaders actually went to Vegas for the Super Bowl handover. Now, this event happened back in February of this year. She said, we're planning for 2025 and we want to showcase our city to the world, not only for the Super Bowl, but
well, then obviously it makes the most sense that they chose Kendrick, with Kendrick literally being the hottest person right now in music. The dude really has done no wrong. Like, that being said, it should be no shock that they chose Kendrick. If you really want to get more eyes, really make this bigger than what it already is, because it is a Super Bowl. It's not like it isn't the biggest like sporting event in the world. The only thing that rivals that is probably something like the World Cup or something. I've said this before. I definitely feel like it'd be a bonehead decision pick anyone other than Kendrick. Kendrick more than likely is going to win a Grammy and perform at the Super Bowl all in the same month. It's freaking crazy. It couldn't have been written any better. All the people that were literally like barking at Jay about this, really, they weren't really well informed. They definitely fell for the rage bait. But like, yeah, man, this is something like a little research could have like definitely cleared it up. At the end of the day, when these celebrities get these type of positions, whether it's this or whether it's like a team ambassador like Drake with Toronto with the Raptors, like, they have little say. Obviously, their opinions are listened to, but there's someone above them that's making the final decision. So people got to chill out. I'm a huge Wayne fan, and I would love for him to perform at the Super Bowl, especially in New Orleans, because not only is that his city, but Wayne is probably the biggest sports head, like artist, probably there is. The dude's been on all the big ESPN sports shows. Like, he talks sports all the time. He also has tons of records. He can more than likely fill up a double album of just sports centered like music, you know? But like, yeah, man. So I feel like it would have been dope. But at the end of the day, we got to remember that the Super Bowl is all about ratings and the money that it generates. Like, these commercials and stuff like that go for millions of dollars for 30 seconds. It's really expensive stuff. So yeah, we can't be surprised that they chose Kendrick. I obviously feel like no one is going to apologize to Jay, but This is very telling because, like I've said before, I do feel like ever since like Diddy's fall from grace, there's been a lot of people hinting that Jay-Z would be next, which would be crazy. I would love for Wayne to perform, but the Super Bowl has been held in New Orleans at least twice since 2013. This is probably the third time since then, and his case would have definitely been stronger then. I still feel like it would be dope, but yeah, like if we look at the past few years of his performances, uh, he may not be up to the task or the challenge. This is coming from somebody that's a huge super fan of Lil Wayne, arguably one of my favorite rappers, if not my favorite rapper. If you just take his peak, the run he had, like I could pretty much match him up next to anybody, and I feel like we have a great chance at winning the matchup. But yeah, man, it's crazy. At least now it's been confirmed that it is the city that picks. But people are still not going to change their tune, unfortunately.
For the 20 years after Hurricane Katrina. Now, I actually went to the mayor's Instagram and she actually was at the event. She said, thrilled to be part of the countdown to Super Bowl 59 here in New Orleans. Our city's rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible people make us the perfect host. Can't wait for the world to experience our unmatched hospitality and resilience, especially as we mark the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. Thank you, NFL, for this incredible opportunity. So now that we know Mayor Cantrell and her office basically gets the final say on exactly who gets to perform out of the names they were given, people went looking deep into her background. And you
look at the people at that press conference. Like, who do you think they're going to pick? Like, fam, do they all look like hip hop heads? They're going to go for name recognition. And right now, it's got to be Kendrick.
guys want to take a guess where Mayor LaToya Cantrell is from? That's right, you guessed it.
That is
She's from
crazy,
Los Angeles, Cali. She moved to New Orleans for college in 1990, and then she moved back to Cali after college, and then finally went back to New Orleans in 1999. So some people are saying because she's from LA, she probably still has family out there, she still has relatives out there, and more importantly, her loyalty goes to Los Angeles. Now, I'm gonna shoot her some bail. She already told you guys in the press conference, hey, this is our chance to make New Orleans look amazing to the world. So if you got a chance and a list of names and you got Kendrick Lamar, Wayne, and somebody else, which one out of those three are you guys going to pick? I personally don't think there is any hometown cooking with this decision. To be honest with you guys, she probably might not even know hip-hop like that. As the mayor, your job is to...
I don't know. We can't really assume that. We've gotten to a point now where like some of like the hip hop legends are well within their late 40s and early 50s. I think she made the decision based on like on business and what would bring the most eyes and what would be the best showing for the halftime show. And if anyone saw the pop-out show, then like what he's able to do on these big stages, then we know he's already up for the challenge. And this is not to say that Wayne wouldn't make an appearance. They have a record together. I could totally see him bringing him up for that record and actually giving him a record on the set list that's Wayne's only, which would be freaking amazing, obviously.
Make your city look amazing in the best lights and welcome people to come and visit. So I don't think we can falter or be mad at her for this decision. But you guys get in the comments below, do you guys think this is all a coincidence or is this just a bad conspiracy theory? Push comments below.
I mean, her being from LA and that influencing her decision, I feel like to me made a lot more sense than like Jigga like torpedoing like Wayne's like chance at performing. There's a lot of people that spout off and ramble these crazy theories, not knowing that like Jay-Z was probably the only one that helped Wayne after he found out he was getting screwed over by Birdman, and Jigga paid for Lil Wayne's like $14 million tax debt. So like, yeah, bro, I think people should do a little research. I think it's really easy to like connect everything to like, all right, Jay-Z hates Drake, or Rock Nation doesn't fuck with Drake, and Rock Nation doesn't fuck with Nicki Minaj. And yeah, like who knows? Some of these things could be plausible, but I feel like a lot of times like they're grasping at straws when they're coming up with these theories, and usually there's more viable like theories. So I guess it's sexier to go after these type of conspiracies because it's like it's pitting these huge like factions against each other. But yeah, man, I just think honestly that the mayor and the city, who would obviously be involved in the planning for like such a huge event, this is going to be something that's going to take over the city for like a few weeks, you know? It's something big. So to think that they're not involved, we'd be crazy. And I think honestly it was the best choice. And this is coming from somebody that loves Lil Wayne, you know what I mean? Pause. But the dude to me is a GOAT.
Scratch my channel, like this video. I'll see you guys later, man.
I also see them like blaming Jay-Z. I know Jay-Z is on kind of the panel for the Super Bowl halftime show.
Fab made some sense though.
Has his hands in that. But I don't always, I do want to probably put out there, I don't always think like the decision is one-sided, like people are just, but I guess if you the face, if you the Jay-Z of it, then that's why people can.
Your face, your brand has the most cachet. Anytime any news comes up surrounding that like organization, you're the one that's going to be like attributed to it. So it is a double-edged sword. You can get all the praise from having a great event, but you could also get all the criticism as well. It's not something that you can pick and choose. Like, you're a public figure, you're going to get this type of backlash or praise, whichever the case may be.
You know, the same thing like with the president. The president gets a lot of everything put on them, but it'd be like people behind the scenes, the Senate, the House of Reps. It's different people who vote for shit and make it happen. That,
of course, they're the ones drafting up all the laws. Like, yeah, the president may get like final approval, but even then there's ways to get around that. A lot of times they don't really have the impact you would think. They basically are just the highest level of management. They're making sure everything is running smoothly. They are the figurehead. As far as like people wanting change, they should probably look into like local elections and stuff that you change your neighborhood, change your county, change your immediate area. That's where you can see the most change. Most definitely.
you don't know who the they are. You don't. They're not the face of it. So I think Jay gets that, and even salute to that, because he's still, knowing that every celebrity or every person won't take a position being the face because they know that they got to take the blame and all of that. So,
but when you do something great, you get all the praise as well.
But I do see like people blaming it like solely on Jay-Z when I don't think that's the truth. I think it's a committee, it's a board. I feel like it's different people who come into play when decisions like that are made. I do think it would have been great for Lil Wayne to be
would have been amazing,
just because of how much he's done in the game and how much he's meant to New Orleans, and that would have been a great opportunity. Never know if he's going to be included, if that was something that was behind the scenes. I think it was interesting that Kendrick got it after the Drake battle and shit too. I think that's more.
I'm gonna say, like, yeah, I know this is almost making it seem like Kendrick is some like low level artist, some indie artist. Kendrick is an elite level artist, whether it's like the quality of his albums and his sales numbers, because they don't always correlate, they don't always go hand in hand. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have the best album, you're going to do the most sales, but Kendrick does great in that as well. He's just not as prolific as some of these other artists. They drop more, so the streaming numbers are going to look inflated, obviously. But yeah, people got to relax. This also happens in business. Like, we look at an Elon Musk, we look at some of these like huge moguls, and we forget that they still have a board that they have to like appease. They have stockholders they have to appease. If you go and start losing money, it's only a matter of time before they fire you as CEO and hire somebody else. And yeah, you'll still have your votes and your shares and stuff like that. You'll have heavy weight in the company still. But yeah, you can easily get replaced there as well.
Something that should be talked about. I think his relevance is really up from that. So that could be something that tipped the scale too.
Oh, 1000%. Yeah, man. I totally agree. Fab, you made some sense. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Chiggs was like killing Jigga for this decision. Even though I already knew he had some say, but guys, like, they're just literally compiling the list and they hand it over to them. They are the ones hosting this. This obviously makes a lot more sense. Obviously, New Orleans should have final say. They're the ones hosting the event. It's the same thing for like the Olympics. Like, these cities that host the Olympics, they pretty much are taking care of everything. They're choosing who's going to be their light bearers. They choose who's going to be their ambassadors, and they also choose like the entertainment. So this makes all the sense in the world. A lot more sense than Jay-Z torpedoing it because he has a vendetta against Wayne. That to me didn't make any sense, especially with what I said earlier, that he actually helped him out with his tax debt after Birdman screwed him over for 17 M's. I feel like their decision to pick Kendrick was obviously the smartest decision they could have made. And that still doesn't rule out Wayne being there. Who knows if he doesn't want to be there because he doesn't want to, I guess, like mess with his allegiance to Drake. But I don't really think the allegiance is as strong as people make it out to be. You know, like it's the same thing with Birdman. Like Birdman, you screwed him over for a lot of money, and you allegedly got his tour bus shot up. So like, yeah, man, there's a lot of funny business there. I get it. If Wayne headlines, there's a chance you guys might be up there. There's a chance Nicki gets up there. But he's already stated in interviews, if he gets this, it's just going to be him by himself. He's like, this is my moment. And I get it. I get it. At the end of the day, he should choose his set list and he should choose really who gets to go up there. Definitely let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think it was still Jigga that made the decision, or do you agree with me and think that obviously the mayor and the city of New Orleans had the say in who was going to perform at the Super Bowl? Definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think. Are you guys excited for like this halftime performance? And also, do you think Wayne's gonna make an appearance? I'm leaning towards like I guess upwards of 50% shot that he gets to go. I know some people are saying that like, oh, it would kind of make Kendrick look weak because it would seem like he was pressured into this. But I do feel like Kendrick is a huge fan of hip hop and the culture. So I can also see him understanding the importance of having somebody like Wayne, especially after all this. But we got to give Jay-Z some grace, man. The Super Bowl was held there 2 other times before he was even considered for a position like this, and Wayne still didn't perform at any of them. Definitely cut him some slack. It is pretty cool though that like the mayor is from LA and that they picked Kendrick. It's gonna only add more fuel to like the conspiracies and stuff like that. Now we're just gonna go in this direction. But yeah, definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button, guys. It does your channel wonders. Thank you guys so much for watching. Channel's doing freaking great, and it's all thanks to you guys. I don't know how many times I gotta say it, but I think I'm gonna say it every time. The dialogues in the comments is always amazing. Thank you guys so much. I definitely look forward to hearing what you guys have to say and what you guys think. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button if you guys love the video, and I hope to see you guys soon. I'm not gonna front though. Wayne is that dude, man. Kendrick right now is having a historical run though.